All right, here we go, Donnie. This is the Known Pro at the ASA Classic in Cullman, Alabama. This weekend's coverage brought to you by Carbon Express Arrows here with Donnie Thacker, Hoyt Pro staffer, Known Pro shooter. These are your people, man.
They put it on me this weekend. Tell you what, Jeremy Elliott right there, flat shot 28 up today.
No kidding.
He shot a great round.
Wow. Here we go. 14 for Chris Perkins right off the bat. That surprises nobody at all. Chris Perkins, Jeremy Elliott, and Stephen Hansen were all at 444. Tim Gillingham at 440, and Garrett Ayersman at a 436. I'll tell you what, Chris Perkins is an amazing shoot-down archer, period. I mean, he's a great archer, period. 12 for Jeremy Elliott. But I'll tell you what, when it comes to shooting dots in the shoot-down, or rings, I should say, Perkins is tough.
Yep, and I think Chris watched Sharon.
You're right.
Come out swinging.
10 for Stephen Hansen. He doesn't look super happy with that one.
Who is also no slouch in the shoot-off.
No, none whatsoever.
Ice in his veins.
Yes, but when it comes to shooting rings in the ASA shoot-down, Perkins is tough. 14 for Tim Gillingham. Look at Tim trying to make a move right off the bat. This is good. There's going to be some fireworks out here,
Yes.
Donnie.
Oh, yeah. These guys are going for it.
I see your legs shaking right there. You're a little bit you wish you were out there, don't you?
I need to be out there.
And a 12 for Garrett Ayersman on the long deer. So we're gonna have some fireworks right off the bat, folks. Chris Perkins right off the get-go with a 2-point lead heading into arrow number 2. All right, here we go. This is arrow number 2 in the Known Pro here at the ASA Classic. Some pretty good moves there on arrow number 1. Chris Perkins with a 14, Tim Gillingham with a 14. So no one's going to let up on this, on this shoot down right here. It's known yardage. While there are no dots out there, Chris Perkins didn't look super good. He tried to give that shot a little bit of onion right there. So let's see what. I'm curious to see what Perkins scored on that. He didn't look happy about that one. All right, here we go. Tim Gillingham with an 8. So that kind of nullifies the 14 that Tim shot on the first target.
That does, but that's going to light a fire, and Tim's fixing to be shooting at him, isn't he?
Well, he's going to shoot at him, so it's crash and burn or superstar time for Tim right now. All right, here we go. 14 for Stephen Hansen coming back off that. Obviously, that things are coming together for Stephen right away right here.
That's right. He saw that no one else was going to cruise along, and he decided to join the party.
There we go. So, all right, here we go. Jeremy Elliott's Don backs away, gives the other judge a chance to take a gander at it. And a 10 for Jeremy Elliott. Really don't want to be shooting center 10s here in this Known Pro shoot down, that's for sure.
That lets Hansen take a jump ahead of
there we
Jeremy
go.
there.
8. That's why Chris Perkins wasn't happy with that shot. He shot an 8 on there.
And now Hansen is the new leader.
Absolutely. Here we go, Garrett Ayersman on the Bobcat. 14 for Garrett Ayersman. Garrett's not going down without a fight.
Absolutely not. His first arrow was a 12. He's right there.
Absolutely. So things are getting exciting here in the Known Pro shoot-down, heading into arrow number 3. All right, here we go, Donnie. I'm just over here, just crazy anticipation.
It's hard to keep up. I mean,
it's
bonus string.
Yeah, there's not a lot of center 10s happening here, but we have had a move after the second arrow. Stephen Hansen from Denmark, absolute road warrior. This guy just flies all around the world, just kicking ass everywhere he goes. So Stefan Hansen is now your leader, 2 points over Perkins and Jeremy Elliott. So
I love his style. He will stare you down and wait for you to shoot so he can put one in the middle.
Absolutely. Absolutely. No, Stefan Hansen's an absolute killer. Great kid. Just a good kid. Chris Perkins steps to the side quickly to check out Tim Gillingham with an 8 on the links. Tim's looking a little bit confused over there right now. He's not pulling out his Allen wrenches, but he is looking a little bit confused over 10 for Garrett Ersman. So Garrett shaking his head, not looking happy with that 10. Chris Perkins with a 10 on the Warthog. That's why he stepped to the left so quickly and checked that out. He didn't like that shot at all. So that's 2 in a row for Chris that he's not been very happy with.
That surprised me. He come out hard.
He did.
14. I thought this is gonna be his show.
14 for Jeremy Elliott. That's going to get him back up into the group there a little bit.
It might put him in the lead.
All right, here we go. Stefan Hansen on the large deer with a 10.
And another lead change, Greg.
Another lead change.
Jeremy Elliott is now leading.
Jeremy Elliott, the sleeper of the group, is now finds himself in the lead heading into our 4th arrow. All right, here we go, Donnie. This is the 4th arrow in the Known Pro here at the ASA Classic, Cullman, Alabama. This weekend's coverage brought to you by Carbon Express Arrows. Things have been crazy in this shoot-off so far. Already had 2 lead changes. So coming into the 4th arrow here, things are definitely highly contested.
Man, these guys are shooting for big money, and they are letting it all hang out.
Absolutely. Here we go. Jeremy Elliott with a 12 on the long HD deer. That is incredible. He is, that kid is, he may be the sleeper of the group, but he's woke.
Everybody know who he is after this.
That's a fact. That's a fact. Yeah, you will not be a secret anymore. 14 for Chris Perkins. So Chris follows up 2 shots that he wasn't necessarily too happy with a 14, which is going to get him back up where he wants to be.
He won't give up.
Upper 12.
I'm sorry. That wasn't him. That was Garrett Ersman.
Garrett Ersman with a 12 on the board. 484 for Garrett. Tim Gillingham on the Antelope.
They're looking close at that one.
Yes, they are. And an 8 for Tim Gillingham is not happy.
Yeah,
Tim Gillingham's not happy at all.
He's taking himself out of this one.
Yes, he is. He's dropping the binoculars and he's doing the head shake and the Tim's not happy at all. Upper 12 for Stefan Hansen. That's
Wow.
just incredible. So once again, we still have Jeremy Elliott in the lead heading into our 5th arrow in the Known Pro. All right, here we go, Donnie. This is the 5th arrow in the Known Pro here at the ASA Classic. What an incredible shoot down so far. Stefan Hansen, Jeremy Elliott, obviously the story so far. Tim Gillingham has shot 3/8 in a row. He's kind of letting it be known as well.
Perkins and Hansen are right on Jeremy's heels. Anything can happen right here.
Absolutely. So on that shot there, Chris Perkins put a lot of onion on that one. So obviously that arrow's probably going to be low just from looking at his shot. 12 for Jeremy Elliott. That is incredible. Jeremy's not backing down from these guys whatsoever.
No, they're going to have – he's got the lead still unless they hit a 14. I mean, he's –
Absolutely. Stefan Hansen on the Antelope. 12 for Stefan. Stefan's hanging right tight there with Jeremy Elliott.
This thing is going to the end, isn't it?
Tim Gillingham. They're getting down to look at it. There looks a little tall. Let's see what they call it. Tim Gillingham is not going to be 8 for Tim Gillingham. Tim Gillingham didn't. Tim's pacing now, so hands on the hip. Tim Gillingham's pulling the double tea kettle over there, double teapot. Here we go, Garrett Ayersman. 14 for Garrett Ayersman on the Black Panther.
He needed that. That'll keep him in the shoot down.
Absolutely will. Absolutely will. Here we go, Chris Perkins. Chris had put a lot of onion on this one. For those of you out there watching, the onions pretty much when you fling your bow whichever direction. An 8 for Chris Perkins. That's gonna hurt. That's gonna hurt right there. So heading into our 6th and final arrow, Jeremy Elliott still with the lead. All right, here we go, Donnie. This is the 6th and final arrow of the known pro here at the ASA Classic, joined by Hoyt Pro staffer Donnie Thacker. This has been an incredible shoot down, man.
It's been amazing. 3 lead changes. Still got 4 guys in it. Tim Gillingham's going to take 5th, but the other 4 guys are still.
Absolutely, and they're actually, on this 6th arrow, they're actually shooting the heavy from well behind the line.
I expect to see some 14s here, and it is
this
a
distance?
little 14.
At this distance?
For Garrett Ayersman and Chris Perkins, I feel like, well, no. It depends on if they're shooting for 3rd or for the win. If they're shooting for the win, they have to.
Well, Jeremy Elliott still with a 2-point lead, so this is a small target at this distance.
It's hard to aim at.
Absolutely. Garrett Ayersman with the wrist strap. Let's see here. Let's see Garrett calling the upper 12, which pretty much takes all of the other rings out of play. So Don calls, steps back, get a second opinion there. And a 10 for Garrett Ayersman. I mean, on this target, on that small a target, that might put him in a decent position.
It does.
I mean, if someone makes a big mistake, yes, if someone makes a big mistake, that was actually not too bad for Garrett. I know he's disappointed. He wanted the 12, but let's stay tuned here. All right, here we go. PSC pro staffer Chris Perkins sitting at a 498. He is 6 points off the lead. Came in tied for the lead, but Chris Perkins had several shots during that shoot down that he definitely wasn't too happy about. But here goes Chris. This is at this distance. He, he's going to be looking to at least stay on the podium, if nothing else. Chris aiming for a good bit there. So here we go. Chris Perkins excited with that shot. Chris Perkins very excited with that shot. And on the Javelina at that distance, that's incredible. 14 for Chris Perkins. Chris is excited about that one right there.
And that's a world champion right there. I knew he had to go for it.
Absolutely. Well, and that target is incredibly difficult at that distance. It's great to see Chris Perkins letting that emotion out right there. That's what we need. That is what it's all about. These guys are shooting for an incredible amount of money. That right there is going to bump Chris Perkins into an incredibly good position. All right, here we go. Donnie, this is Stefan Hansen coming in right now at a 502, 2 points off the previous leader, Jeremy Elliott. He's currently 10 points off of leader Chris Perkins. So
that's right.
This is going to come down to I think this is going to come down to what Jeremy Elliott does.
That shot fired really quick.
12 for Stefan Hansen.
That'll put him in the lead.
Oh my gosh. So that's going to jump Stefan Hansen 2 points ahead of Chris Perkins, heading into our last shooter, Jeremy Elliott. All right, here we go. This is just incredibly exciting. We're in the Known Pro here at the ASA Classic. Story of the event so far has been Jeremy Elliott, who comes in here needing a 10 to tie, 12 to win. So let's see what we have here. Let them get over there and see what it looks like. That shot looked a little bit rushed there, but it's going to be a 10 for Jeremy Elliott.
We'll have another arrow.
So we are going to have to go to a 7th arrow here, folks, in the Known Pro class at the ASA Classic. And it's going to come down to Jeremy Elliott and Stefan Hansen. All right, here we go. This is the 7th arrow in the Known Pro here at the ASA Classic. Donnie, this has been incredibly exciting.
This has been amazing. Chris Perkins drilled at 14, and he's wrapped up 3rd place for himself. So now we got 2 guys.
Absolutely. So Chris Perkins secures 3rd place. Now we have world champion Stefan Hansen, who is obviously, you know, the guy always makes a shot that counts versus for all intents and purposes, what's the sleeper in Jeremy Elliott. So this is going to be an incredibly
was
the sleeper. So Stefan Hansen obviously has been in this position so many times, shooting the Coyote, calling
Shaking
the upper
his head.
12. He did not look happy with that shot. Oh, an 8 for Stefan Hansen. That's pretty much going to wrap it up.
Yeah.
I mean, Jeremy Elliott, all he needs here is a 10 to win this thing.
10 to win. When you know how far it is, it should not be a problem.
Oh, yeah. He'll get it on and get it gone. All right, here we go. 7th and final arrow here in the Known Pro. Jeremy Elliott, the used-to-be sleeper. All he needs here is a 10 to beat Stefan Hansen. And he got that on and got that gone. The crowd erupts there. Let's wait for the call. And a 10. Jeremy Elliott is going to be your 2017 ASA Known Pro Classic champion. All right, so we're here with your 2017 ASA Classic Known Pro champion. How does that taste?
Pretty good.
All right, Jeremy Elliott, we talked with you earlier today. You came out yesterday, didn't exactly light it up by your own accord. Came out today, and like you said, you just kind of let it happen, and it just kept rolling, kept coming into the shoot-off. Kind of the same thing happened, man. You just kept hitting them and rolling, then took the lead. And talk to us about that last arrow. What was going through your mind when Stefan shot that 8?
I was pretty nervous because I knew I had to hit a 10 to win. That's not easy.
Absolutely. So this is obviously the first Known Pro event that you've won. Talk to us about kind of how things progress for you and move forward with this victory.
I don't really know. I have no idea. I don't know. It feels good though. I know that much.
Awesome. All right, buddy. Congratulations.
Thank you.